So for the last 2 years, I feel that Bose has really been stagnant with actually innovating their products, and instead they've just been putting out minor upgrades, which honestly could have been software upgrades, or they just add AI and they slap a new name on them. And instead of making the hardware changes that are needed, they just keep putting out new colorways of all of their products. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the Bose Smart Soundbar is a great mid-sound soundbar for anyone to consider. I really like the Bose QC headphones because they're super comfy. And the new Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 are super comfortable in-ear earbuds. But these are still missing some very crucial hardware upgrades, and they're still struggling to keep up with today's competition. Now, when it comes to pricing, the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 have a retail price of $300, which is a lot for any pair of ANC earbuds. Because for comparison's sake, the AirPod Pro 3 or the AirPod Pro 2, these have a retail price of $250, and if you want to accept it or not, the AirPods are just the gold standard when it comes to ANC earbuds. However, something the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds do have over AirPods is a very secure but also very comfortable fit. The question is, are you willing to pay a premium and make some considerable compromises for a better fit? Nonetheless, if you want to pick these earbuds up, they'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And if you want to further support the channel, then you can always watch the related videos in the description down below. So first we need to talk about the case, because this has always been an issue for Bose. Now, the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2's case is identical to the previous QC Ultra's case and the Quiet Comfort 2's case. But at least this case is smaller than the Bose QC's earbuds case. Now, are you keeping up? Because I know Bose is trying to simplify their naming scheme, but there's a problem here. But the big update here is the QC Ultra Earbuds 2's case now has wireless charging, which is great. However, Bose is like 3 years behind everyone else, which is sad, especially since all of these other cases still manage to have wireless charging, all while being much smaller than Bose's case. And there are plenty of other more affordable earbuds out there which have had wireless charging for years now. So the fact that Bose finally added wireless charging to their most premium ANC earbuds is not impressive whatsoever. But also, there's just the sheer size of this case. Like I said, Bose really struggles with their case size. Just look at the Bose QC earbuds. But more importantly, if we were to compare the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2's case with the AirPod Pro's case, this case has a smaller footprint and it's thinner as well. But then there's also the Sony WF-1000XM5's case, which is also smaller, but I'd say that it is equally as thick. And even if we were to compare Bose's case with the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro's case, even though I don't like this case because it also has its own set of issues, this case is still smaller than Bose's case. So with Bose's case, this case is very noticeable when you have it in your pocket, which isn't the most convenient thing when you're looking for a pair of everyday carry earbuds. And when it comes to battery life, the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2's battery life to case size ratio isn't all that impressive, plus it has the same battery life as the previous Bose QC Ultra Earbuds. The Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 have a combined advertised battery life of 24 hours. The earbuds themselves can go for 6 straight hours, plus the case can supply an additional 3 charges. But the biggest issue here is you can't use these earbuds with their ANC completely turned off, so you can't extend their battery life that way. And this has been an issue for the majority of Bose's current earbuds and headphones. But hey, you'll be able to turn off the ANC on the Bose QC Ultra headphones too, and they're calling that a brand new feature. And personally, I really hate not being able to turn off the ANC on my earbuds or headphones because first off, it's a great way to extend your battery life, but also sometimes when I'm using my earbuds, maybe I don't want to turn on the ANC because I still want to be able to be somewhat aware of my surroundings, but I also don't want to turn on my ambient mode because it's going to interfere with my audio too much. The only battery update that these earbuds have is that you can now see your case's battery life percentage in the app, which again, is something all of these other earbuds have had for years. And like I mentioned earlier, the battery life to case size ratio on these earbuds isn't all that impressive because the AirPods 4, AirPods Pro 2 and 3, Sony WF-1000XM5s, and Galaxy Buds 3 Pro all have longer combined battery lives, all while having a smaller case, plus these cases also have a wireless charging. So if Bose wants to be competitive, they need to shrink this case down and they need to increase the battery life on these earbuds. And even though if they were to shrink this case down, they can't get rid of wireless charging. So I've made it very clear that I don't like Bose's case and I feel that their battery life is lackluster. However, I will admit that these earbuds fit very well. Now these earbuds fit the same as the previous Bose QC Ultra and Bose QC earbuds. These are a pair of very shallow fitting in-ear earbuds, so they passively block out a lot of noise, but also thanks to their additional rubber feet, these earbuds actually offer you a lot of lockdown. Whereas with, let's say, the AirPod Pro or a Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, these are shallow fitting in-ear earbuds, but since they don't have those rubber feet, they will wiggle out very easily, especially if you're trying to work out with these earbuds. Or let's say with your more standard fitting in-ear earbuds, they might offer you better lockdown, but they feel a lot more intrusive. But with Bose's earbuds, these offer you the best of both worlds. They passively block out a lot of noise pollution without feeling super intrusive and without using foam ear tips, which I find to be very itchy. But also they don't wiggle out as easily, which is great if you plan on exercising with your earbuds. However, if you want this objectively better fit than the AirPod Pro or AirPod 4 or Sony or Samsung, you are going to have to make a lot of compromises, and personally for me, it's not worth it. Now, when it comes to connectivity, the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds do work well with both iPhone and Android devices, but more importantly, each earbud establishes a connection with your phone. So if you just want to use one earbud at a time, you can use either one, it doesn't matter. And I know that this sounds super basic, especially in 2025, almost 2026, but this is something that actually took Bose many years to get right. But more importantly, these earbuds can be connected to multiple devices at the same time, so you can easily hot swap from one device to another, regardless of ecosystem. These earbuds have a zero latency across the board, so you can use them to watch movies or videos with on your phone. But when it comes to audio codecs, the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 have support for SBC, AAC, and Snapdragon Sound. But in order to use Snapdragon Sound, you do have to be an Android user. But wait, if you're actually going to charge all of this stuff, then check out our partners over at Anker. They've got a ton of battery banks and chargers. And personally, I've been using this new 7-in-1 charging station from Anker. Now, personally, I really like this charging base because it has two built-in USB-C cables which retract, and you can use them to either charge small devices like your earbuds, or you can even use them to charge your larger devices like your iPad or MacBook. There's an additional USB-C port, so you can plug in an additional cable, and there's also a USB-A port if you've got any older devices that are using a USB-A cable. Plus on the back you've got an additional three-prong AC ports, so you can plug in any of your other devices, and this base also has a built-in screen, so you can see how much power it's putting out. You can also see how much power each device is taking, and you can even get temp readouts just to be safe. Honestly, this charging base does save me a lot of clutter here in the studio, because I have a lot of devices that just constantly need to be charged. So if you want to pick this charging base up, it'll be linked down below, or you can always press on the YouTube shopping button. And I'm also going to keep a coupon code in the pinned comment down below so that I can get you an extra discount. But now let's talk about actually listening to music with these earbuds. For starters, the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 sound identical to the previous Bose QC Ultra Earbuds. Now, even though these earbuds have good instrument separation, these earbuds do lean towards a very bright sound signature. So vocals are very pronounced, however, the bass on these earbuds isn't all that impressive. So as a result, they end up sounding rather flat. Now, you can go into these earbuds app and you can adjust the EQ on these earbuds, but no matter what you do, even if you were to pump the bass on these earbuds, you're not going to get any of that rumbling effect that you'll find on all of these other earbuds. Whereas with, let's say, the AirPod Pro 2, because I don't have the AirPod Pro 3 for this review, or the Sony WF-1000XM5s, Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, or the Sennheiser Momentum Forge, all of these earbuds sound fuller and more balanced than the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2, because they have more kicking their bass. So overall, I think the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 sound good enough to get the job done, but these sound very flat when compared to the rest of the competition. But something that I do like about these earbuds is their touchpad. This touchpad is very big and it feels very natural actually using this touchpad. You can tap to play or pause your music, you can double tap to skip through your music, and you can swipe up and down to adjust your volume. And these swiping gestures feel a lot more natural than the swiping gestures that you have to do on the AirPod Pro 2. However, the accuracy of the swiping gestures on the Bose isn't as accurate as the ones found on the AirPod Pro 2. But now let's talk about the active noise cancellation on these earbuds. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the AirPod Pro 3 just yet, but our current ranking for ANC earbuds is Sennheiser Momentum 4s are number 1, but they go in super deep into your ear canals, so they aren't super comfy. Right below them are the AirPod Pro 2, which are a lot more comfortable. Right below them are the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2. Below them are the Sony WF-1000XM5s, which aren't as comfy because of their itchy foam ear tips. Right below them are the Bose QC earbuds. Below them are the AirPods 4, and below them are the previous Bose QC Ultra earbuds. Below them are the Sony LinkBud S. Below them are the Pixel Buds 2 Pro, and below them are the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. So the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 are blocking out significantly more noise than the Bose QC Ultra earbuds, which is an improvement that we definitely want to see. Now, these earbuds are still blocking out less noise than the AirPod Pro 2, so it's safe to assume that they'll be blocking out less noise than the AirPod Pro 3. However, I actually prefer the ANC on the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 over the ANC found on the AirPod Pro 2, because the Bose have significantly less cabin pressure. With the AirPod Pro 2 and even the AirPods 4, I only use their ANC when I have to, because first off, I want to extend their battery life, but also I don't want to use it all of the time because the ANC on these earbuds can be a little disorienting or a little uncomfortable. But that isn't an issue for the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2. So even though these might not block out as much noise as the AirPod Pro 2 or the AirPod Pro 3, the ANC on the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 is of better quality because it's more comfortable. But then there's the ambient mode on these earbuds. It does sound more natural than the ambient mode found on the previous Bose QC Ultra earbuds because it no longer has that robotic static to it. However, it still doesn't sound as natural as the AirPod Pros 2s, and this microphone array can still pick up a decent amount of wind noise when walking outdoors, which can be a little annoying. Finally, here's the microphone test, and this is an area where Bose was really good because the microphone on the Bose QC 35 headphones was actually very good for those days. But ever since then, Bose hasn't been able to keep up with the rest of the competition. Because while in a quiet room, I feel that both of these mics are good, but the QC Ultra 2 do like to amplify your voice noticeably more than the previous version. Because when compared to, let's say, the AirPod Pro 2, and keep in mind, these are the AirPod Pro 2 and not the AirPod Pro 3 because Apple doesn't send me anything early, this mic does sound more natural while in a quiet room. Because where Bose really starts to struggle is when it comes to blocking out noise pollution. Because right now, the AirPod Pro 2 are doing a really good job of reducing this road noise. Because if we were to switch over to my lapel microphone, you're going to clearly hear all of this road noise. But if we were to switch back over to the AirPod Pro 2, it is severely reduced. However, the newer AirPod 4 do an even better job of blocking out all of this road noise. So hopefully the AirPod Pro 3 will also do a better job of blocking out this road noise. Because for comparison's sake, here are the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2, and these are letting in a noticeable amount of road noise in, but at least I feel that it's still very easy enough to actually understand you while you're talking. And then we have the previous Bose QC Ultra, and these are letting in even more road noise, and sometimes there is some interference going on with my voice. So technically, yes, the Bose QC Ultra's 2's mic is blocking out more noise than the previous version, thanks to AI, but it's still a lot when compared to the rest of the competition. And when it comes to blocking out chatter, the previous Bose QC Ultra are letting in a noticeable amount of chatter, but I think it's still easy enough to understand. But then here are the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2, and these are blocking out more chatter than the previous version, but these also have more interference than the previous version as well. But then here are the AirPod Pro 2, and these are doing a much better job of blocking out all of this chatter. Because again, for comparison's sake, if we were to switch over to a lapel microphone, you're going to clearly hear all of this chatter. But if we were to switch back over to the AirPod Pro 2, it is severely reduced. And it's not just Apple that has a better performing mic than the Bose QC Ultra. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro also do a great job of blocking out all of this chatter. So, like I said at the top of this video, Bose just isn't keeping up with the rest of the competition. Yes, Bose's mic sounds good enough to take phone calls with while in a quiet room, but there are plenty of other earbuds out there that just sound better. So with all that being said, the Bose QC Ultra Earbuds 2 are a pair of very comfortable fitting earbuds that actually offer you a lot of lockdown. So they're not going to wiggle out as easily as, let's say, the AirPod Pros or Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, and they don't feel intrusive like a pair of standard fitting in-ear earbuds. I also like that these earbuds are able to block out a lot of noise with less cavern pressure, again, making them very comfortable. However, with these earbuds, you are going to have to make a lot of sacrifices and compromises for slightly better fit. First off, these earbuds are more expensive than the AirPod Pro, which are the gold standard, whether you like it or not. But also, their case is pretty big, their battery life isn't as long as these other earbuds, and when it comes to sound quality, they sound a little flat because of their lack of bass, and the mic on these earbuds is mid at best by today's standards. I can only recommend these earbuds if you're someone that is very particular about their fit and you're willing to make the compromises for slightly better fit. But other than that, Bose really needs to wake up. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.